Hey team, this has come up quite a bit. It came up, somebody posted about it on the team page. So I thought I would actually just make a video about this because I think it's a little bit easier to talk about than to type about. That's a good tagline, by the way. Somebody write that down. About getting DTs, about how do I sign distributors. People think it's a scam. People don't want to do it. Blah, 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 whatever. So there, first of all, there's a file on the page about pyramid schemes. If we're a pyramid scheme, I'm down because we're getting paid. We're retired. We're a full-time family. You guys are getting paid. You're earning $20,000 bonuses. You're earning $2,000 bonuses. That doesn't happen in pyramid schemes. In pyramid schemes, the person on the top of the pyramid gets paid and nobody else does. So that's not what's going on. So we're not a pyramid scheme. We're completely on the up and up. So what do you do about that? Number one thing is you can't change people's minds. So some people have decided in their minds that this type of business is not for them, that it's a scam, it's a get rich quick scheme, it's not a real business. And to be honest with you, that's where I was. 2 years ago, well before we ever started this business, I was one of those people that got annoyed at your posts. The type of posts that we make, I'm like, stop talking about your business, stop talking about the money you make, Like I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it was possible because it is so different from our reality. It's so different from, hey, go to work from 9 to 5 every day and work 40 hours a week and don't see your family enough and barely make ends meet and live for 2 days of rest on the weekend. And oh, by the way, in those 2 days, that's where you need to get everything done and run all your errands and see your family, see your friends, have fun, relax, clean your house, right? That's the reality that we're taught is reality. That's what we're told is normal, and it is normal, but it doesn't have to be. That it's a choice you make if that's going to be the outcome of your career, and it doesn't have to be that way. We're proof. So many others are proof that it doesn't have to be that way, and I know that so many people here on this page, that's going to be your reality this year. In the next couple of months, that's going to be your reality. So we're not a pyramid scheme. It's happening. So first of all, I wouldn't honestly engage in debate. If somebody has legitimate questions that they have to ask, then I would completely answer their questions. I would have an open dialogue. And you know what, if you don't have all the answers, if they're asking questions of things that you don't know, it's okay to say, you know what, I don't know. I will either get the answers for you, or would you like to get on a conference call with my enroller or with my leaders? Liz and I would be happy to do that with you, or you can get on with whoever your enroller or your upline is. Totally get somebody else involved. If you don't know the answers, that's okay. People that know the answers, right? Secondly, honestly, people that are just going to debate you and be nasty about it aren't people that you're going to want on your team anyway. If you have to convince and force somebody into being a part of this business or to believing that it's real, they're not going to work their business. I'm just telling you that right now. I can tell you from our personal experience that people you have to beg, people that you have to convince, people that are kind of pushed into this, it's not going to work out. So don't waste your time. The next part of this is it's the way that you're talking about the business. So the first thing that I would do if you're not enrolling distributors, I would, number one, look at your mindset. So what are you thinking? Do you believe in this business? Do you really believe? I think it was Lori and Quentin Conway. They have a great video on their YouTube channel about, I'm not enrolling, I'm not signing anybody. And they really challenge, in that video, they really challenge you to say, hey, if you're enrolling a lot of distributors, not customers, then you may really believe in the business, but you don't believe in the product. Or if you are signing a ton of customers and no distributors, you may love the products and be passionate about the products, but you don't believe or you're not passionate about the business. So I would really take a minute, first of all, to self-reflect and see, where am I in my headspace? Do I really believe, is this is this a business that I'm really passionate about? And if you're not passionate about it, then get passionate about it. It's an amazing company. It's an amazing compensation plan. I can tell you, because we receive a check every month. It's awesome, and we're not even at the top of the company yet. So, this company is changing lives, and it's such a blessing. So, and even if you're not making money, like, that's okay. Get behind the heart of the business. Get behind the fact that, Cindy Pentecost prays for you every day. Get behind the fact that our company gives back tens of thousands of dollars every month, that our company doesn't just keep profits, we give it out to people that need it. Get behind the fact that people are paying off debt. They are retiring their husbands, they're retiring their families, they are living in freedom that they didn't believe was even possible or real. Get behind that. Get passionate about something. Find your passion about this company and let that come through in your posts. If your posts are join me, ask me how, I'd love for you to be a part of my team, earn this bonus, that's not real, guys. That is not something that attracts people. Don't do it. Be a real person. When you post about the business, talk about why you love the business. Talk about what speaks to you. Talk about why you joined the business. A lot of times we have to keep in mind when we were posting of our why, right? So not a lot of people kind of can identify with, hey, they're a stay-at-home family, this is what they do full-time, freedom of time, full-time family, kind of these things that we talk about that are our buzzwords that aren't really in the vernacular of people that are not It Works people. So we have to be mindful to go back to our why, to talk about why we joined and what life was like before It Works. And the way that It Works has changed our life. And if It Works has not changed your life yet, talk about how it is going to. Speak with authority and speak with confidence about what It Works is going to do in your life, in your business, for your family, for your marriage, for your kids, for your finances, for your home, for your future, for your legacy. Whatever that is, communicate it and speak about it with passion and speak about it with conviction. You gotta think about, okay, so nobody's gonna join your team if they don't think that your team is awesome, right? And they're not gonna think your team is awesome if you don't think your team is awesome. So the way that you speak about your team, the excitement that you have, people are drawn to excitement, right? And passion. And that's why they're going to join your team. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a distributor. It doesn't matter if you're executive. It doesn't matter if you're Presidential Diamond Ambassador. What they buy is not your rank. What they buy is not your paycheck. What they buy is not what has necessarily happened in your life so far. What they buy is your conviction, your passion. That is what they're going to get behind. Because ultimately, they're buying into you as their leader. They are trusting you to guide them through this. So it's very personal. So you got to put yourself out there, and putting yourself out there means talking about your why, talking about your reasons, talking about your goals and your dreams, and those types of things. So when you post every single day, all of your posts should communicate one of three things, and it's our 3 F's. So friendships, fun, and freedom. Every single one of our posts will always communicate one of those 3 F's. And it doesn't have to say one of those words every single time, but you're going to see our posts talking about the relationships that we've made, the freedom that we live in, freedom of time, freedom of finances, freedom of whatever, freedom to go on vacation whenever we want to, fun, that we have fun, that we enjoy what we do, that we have met so many great friends, that we built so many great relationships and strengthened so many relationships. It's a lot of fun, like we love it. And so you're going to hear our posts communicate that every time. So all of your posts should communicate that, the 3 F's. And if you are complaining, if you are negative, if you are sarcastic, if you are giving your political views, stop it. Stop! This is your storefront. This is your place where you attract people. This is where your place where you prove yourself to be trustworthy and somebody that they want to do life with. You don't want to walk beside somebody for the rest of this journey with somebody who's negative, complaining, nasty, sarcastic, rude, mean, who's always forcing their opinions and views on you, don't be that person. And that doesn't mean that you don't have views. That doesn't mean that you don't have opinions. I do, we do. We have moments where we're frustrated, where we're angry, where we're not happy. But you're not going to see that reflected in our posts. Our Facebook that's our highlight reel. Instagram, that is the highlight reel of our lives. And that's not to say that it's a lie or a false representation. Nobody puts, how bad their day sucked, and how that their daughter pooped all over everything and cried all night and is teething and not sleeping, and that's not what people want to hear. So communicate the positive, be positive. And something also important is when you're posting, make sure that you're posting something that is good looking. You're posting to be attractive, and that's not meaning to say like physically attractive, but your pictures need to be good, they need to be bright, they need to be fun, they need to be cheerful, they need to attract people. And if you don't know how to do that, if you're new to this, or even if you're not new to this and you're finding that your posts aren't engaging people, I would really encourage you to look at the photography tutorial in the video tutorials photo album. I think that's going to be really helpful for you to make sure that your photos are really good. The other thing with your photos is make sure that there's no errors. And this is something that I'm guilty of, I post a lot and there's errors, so I always have to go back, or Liz goes back and edits. So full disclosure, this is something that I do struggle with because I post pretty quick. And oftentimes there's an error, but take the extra second, make sure that your posts are good, that there's not spelling errors, because you got to think everything you post, somebody is looking through it. Is this a person that I want to lead me as my team leader? Is this somebody I'm going to trust in this business? So as silly as it may seem, misspellings, poor grammar, those are major turnoffs, and people will not join your team if your posts suck. So make sure that your posts are decent, they're good photos, they sound good, and they read well. Let's see, the last thing about posting is make sure that you're doing it. If you are not dripping every single day, at least 1 or 2 times a day, you are missing out. You are not running your business as effectively as you could be, and you're missing it. So what I would recommend you doing is having at least 2 drips a day. And your dripping post is you're talking about the business, you're talking about the way that the business is, impacting your life, the way that your life is changing. So I would always recommend that you have a soft drip and a hard drip every day. And what I mean by a soft drip is saying, oh gosh, now I'm putting myself on the spot, I'm not really sure. You can just talk about, your office view, or talking about, how much you love being able to work on the go, and a picture of your kids at the park, or you at a Starbucks or a cool restaurant or whatever. Love being able to take my business with me wherever I go. So much fun, loving doing this. It's not really in your face. And we will often do a drip that's a little bit more direct, where we're talking about, for instance, right now it's in a month, so we'll talk about these promotions, we'll talk about people that are earning $20,000 a month. That's more of a hard drip. That's an in-your-face, like a unmistakable. We are referencing the business. We are directly referencing it works. It is there's no beating around the bush. It is what it is. It's a hard drip. Now, that's not to say it's salesy. We would never, ever, 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 ever say, text me for info, find out how, join my team, this could be you. That's not how we do it. So if you don't know how we do it, I would recommend 2 things. There is a photo album of sample dripping posts on our team page, so I'd really encourage you to look at those and get some inspiration from there. The other thing to do is I would recommend that you friend Liz and I on Facebook. You can see our types of posts. You can see the things that we post every day. We don't allow other distributors on our Instagram for various reasons that we've talked about before, and I can get into if you have questions. But You can follow us on Facebook. You can friend both of us, or you can just follow if we're not friends or whatever, and see our posts. See the types of things we post, and anything that we post, it's fair game, guys. You can copy our posts. You can use our wording word for word. You can modify it a little bit to suit you, whatever. We don't care. If it's posted and it's available, or if it's posted and it's public, it's for you. If it's posted on this team page, then that's a different story. But if we're posting it on Facebook or Instagram, then you are free to have it. So those are the things that I would first and foremost recommend. And secondly is you have to be asking. And this is a numbers game, so you're going to get a ton of no's. More people are going to say no to you than are going to say yes to you, and you can take that to the bank. So don't get disappointed by the no's. If people are going to be combative or nasty, step away from the conversation. Just be done. There's no point. Like I said earlier, they are not interested in having a conversation. So step away from that and find your yeses. Every no brings you closer to a yes. And it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that when you get the no's. It's really disappointing. It can really deflate you. But I can tell you, at any given day, we are told no at least once or twice at minimum, and that's a light day. We get told no a lot. So the people that are successful with this business can handle no, can handle rejection, and can move on. So you got to get over it. You got to put your big girl panties, your big boy panties on, and just move on. You're gonna get no. You're gonna have people that sign up and quit. You're gonna have people that say, "Hey, I'm gonna sign up tonight," and then 6 months later they still haven't signed up. Get over it. Find the next person. There's people that need this. There's people that want this. There's people that are gonna work for this, and you need to look for them. They're there. So make sure that you're posting, and make sure that you're asking. Posting does not equal asking. So just because you're posting about your business, don't expect people to come banging down your door asking to join your team. They're not going to. You need to be mindful to identify people that can use this business. And if you're a praying type of person, I would really encourage you to pray about this. We oftentimes pray, God, bring us the people that you want us to bless through this business. Bring us the people and show us the people. Give us eyes to see people that need this for what it is. And never, ever, ever disqualify people. You never know what somebody is going through behind closed doors. So don't ever look at somebody and think, they have a great house, they have a great life, their husband has a great job, they have nice cars, good-looking kids. They don't need this business. Like they're good. Don't ever, ever disqualify somebody. You never know who has a need, who has a desire, who needs this and can rock this business. So those are just some few things off the top of my head, but it can be discouraging when you hear no, and you're gonna hear no. So get that in your head that you're gonna hear no more oftentimes than you're gonna hear yes. But every no, you're closer to your yes. And I think it was Ashley Sinclair that equated it to like a stack of cards, right? So it's finding distributors is like going through a deck of cards. So there's only 4 aces in that deck, and there's 52 cards, right? I think there's 52. So there's only 4 aces. The first card you flip over may be an ace, and that would be awesome. That would be absolutely incredible. I can tell you almost all of our top line, with the exception of one person on Liz's and mine top line, have quit. All of them. So our aces were not our first couple of cards. You gotta keep flipping over cards. Your aces may be in the middle. They may be at the very end. They may be your last 4 cards. But oh my goodness, why would you give up before you flip over all the cards? Your aces are there. You just got to keep flipping over the cards and find them, guys. They're there. So don't rob somebody the opportunity of saying yes to this by not asking them, right? Find the people to ask, find your aces, and don't be discouraged by your 10s, right? Don't be discouraged by the 2s. It's okay. That doesn't matter. Keep flipping over cards, keep asking, keep getting no's. It's just getting you closer to your yes. So for those of you that are discouraged today, that are not signing people, it's okay. You will. This business, there's ups and downs, there's times of reaping, there's times of sowing, and there's dry seasons. That's all right. You will find them if you keep consistent if you follow your training, you follow your tips. So if you have questions, let us know. Otherwise, I would really encourage you to take this to heart. Look at the training on the team page. There's so much information there, you guys. There's so much good stuff and scripts and videos and how-tos and whatever. So I believe in you. Go sign some distributors, all right? Have a good day.